Boneyard guns. The loot crates of the real world. Except they aren't making games broken. They just come broken. Hey people, it is I, that GBB guy, and if you haven't already guessed, we are talking about Boneyard boxes and when are they worth buying. In case you have been living under a rock, Boneyard boxes are returned products that were returned due to manufacturing defects or possibly user error if you're lucky. You might even get a fully functional display model. Of course, the reason that people choose to buy these boxes is for the discount. Every day, dozens of airsofters all around the world buy these things, hoping and praying that the dumb thing comes working. However, I am sure that most people leave disappointed. Of course, we can't forget the people who buy them for the sole purpose of repairing them. For fun, apparently. Although, seriously, this is the best way to look at Boneyard guns. Repairing airsoft guns is a very fun and rewarding experience. But, since there's no guarantee that a Boneyard gun is going to be a good deal, we need to determine that for ourselves. These are the things that I consider when shopping for a gun from the Boneyard. As you probably guessed from the channel name, I primarily buy gas-blowback replicas, but you can probably apply this list to any platform. Starting off, the first thing that I always do is check the parts support. Unless you're going to become the next Guinness World Record holder for the most roulette wins in a row, you're probably going to get a broken gun. This is not an issue as long as the needed parts are available. Also consider the shipping cost and the variety of parts available. I like WE Tech guns in this respect as the parts support is typically pretty good. On the other hand, I avoid KWC because their parts support stinks like the finish line at a marathon. Additionally, I check for parts diagrams. WE Tech is also brilliant in this respect. Most of their guns have diagrams online and in their manuals. Next up, I do the dumbest thing that I have on the entire list. Check if the original listing for the product is map protected. You might be surprised to know I have found replicas that actually cost less brand new than from the Boneyard. With a coupon code, of course. Many of the discounts in the Boneyard are misleading. Just because it's discounted doesn't make it a good deal. And that small 15% discount might not even cover the cost of replacement parts shipped from Hong Kong or Taiwan. Now that the week have already clicked off the video, we can get to the most controversial item on the list. Don't buy mystery boxes. Unless you are one of those people that like AEGs that come in 3 pieces, or enjoy the feel of old dirty mechanics gloves that aren't in your size, avoid these. They sound cool, $600 worth of stuff for only $400. Yay, I can have the contents of some random tech's junk drawer for only $400. Besides, if you buy one of these, you've probably already ignored everything that I've said so far, which is do your research, check for parts support, and price compare. You can't do any of those if you don't know what products you're going to get. On a serious note, if you do want one of these, go for it, but not if you want to make sure that you get your money's worth. Most of the stuff in these boxes aren't worth your time. If they were, the sellers would just list them individually, because they would know that people would buy them. But they're not, so that's why they hide them in a box. Also, I would avoid eBay like the plague when it comes to Boneyard boxes. Those are typically going to be the worst of the worst when it comes to Boneyard boxes. Remember, sellers, including retail stores, don't have your best interest in mind. They're selling these because it's going to profit them. And finally, we get to my last word of wisdom. As with all things in life, low expectations are the key. You'll either be correct or be pleasantly surprised. Enjoy the experience of diagnosing the issues and making those repairs. You'll become a better tech while always getting what you expected. Like I said at the beginning, this is the best way to approach these boxes. They can be a ton of fun to work on. I have always bought these boxes for that reason. Doesn't mean that I have never been disappointed with what I got, but I was still able to enjoy it, whatever it was. I do recommend, if you're experienced with tech work, to explore the Boneyard, but just remember to be careful out there. Don't spend money on these things expecting to get a fully functional airsoft gun. Assume that it will be non-functional, and do your research before you buy it to make sure that you should have the best chance possible to fix it. So go forth, my Padawans. Find yourself a Boneyard gun that you want, price match until you find yourself, and above all, lower your expectations. Before we end the video, I would like to shout out all the subscribers who voted in last week's poll. I was very surprised at the number of people who liked Boneyard boxes versus disliking them. If you haven't already voted, go ahead and go to my community tab and do so. Also, a big shout out to the users who commented and gave me their opinions to help make this video. You guys are awesome. So, what do you think? Are there any other aspects that I should have covered? Do you disagree with any of my points? Please share your opinions in the comments. I read all of them and look forward to your feedback. So, until the next video, stay safe, guys.